Hey coin collectors, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel, and today we have the Jefferson nickel from the United States from 1980. And this of course is the 1980 D Jefferson nickel, as you can see right there underneath the date. There's the D, says "In God We Trust" on the left, Liberty with a star. See the star right there between the Liberty and the 1980? Let's take a better look at it. So if we look right into it, so that's actually a star there in between the two. This is a kind of lumpy star because it's getting crushed down a little bit. And when I tell you that it's a D for the Denver Mint, you'll have to believe me, because this does not look much like a D either. It's the so-called filled D, and it gets filled just by use. It's not that it was filled at the mint. It's just that's kind of what happens when you crush nickel a little bit. It kind of melds together. So we see it's Jefferson, and he's facing to the left. These nickels were first made in 1938, and they were made until the 2000s, and then they changed the Jefferson on them as part. First, they did it as part of the Lewis and Clark coins, and then they did it permanently. So in the Lewis and Clark coins, they changed the Jefferson on them, and they also changed the back on them. And so the Lewis and Clark coins, if you're looking for some fun ones to get, there are some great Lewis and Clark coins for their transcontinental expedition in 1804. In those coins, one of them has a buffalo on the back, which is really fun to have a buffalo nickel from the 2000s. All right, if we flip this over, we see that it has Monticello on the back. It says E Pluribus Unum on the top. Down at the bottom, it says United States of America. Above that, it says 5 cents right there. And the United States does not actually have a nickel coin. In many places in the United States, they say it's a nickel, and they mean that it's worth 5 cents. But there, in no place on this coin does it say a nickel. And of course, the tricky part of that is on no place on the 10-cent coin in the United States does it say 10 cents. It's a dime. So the dime is a 10 cents coin without the 10 cents on it. The nickel is a 5 cents coin without the nickel on it. And this has Monticello. Now, a lot of people get these nickels and they say, well, I saw one for $25 online for the 1980 D, and why isn't mine, or why is mine worth $25 or more? One of the things that you have to have on these nickels is what they call a full steps version. So right here where these steps are, where it's all kind of mashed down, there's actually 5 steps there. And when they grade these by how many of the steps you can see and how far across you can see the steps. So if you can see them all the way across from the left to the right in this picture here, right above my finger, you can't really see any steps. You see a little bit of a line there. And also, you know, if you look at this, there's 3 windows up here. There's a doorway here and 2 windows on the side. There's 3 windows on each side here that you can hardly see in this coin. So this is not going to be the $25 one. But it's going to turn out that there's almost no $25 ones. If you do have a coin and it does have the 5 full steps, you're still not going to get any money from it unless you get it graded by one of the coin grading services. If you can get it graded at MS65 or above, you might be able to get $25 for it. If you, there are a few error coins, but the chances of you getting one of those are low. And I also wanted to note that it does say Monticello underneath right here. See the Monticello? That's the name of this mansion. And of course, it was Thomas Jefferson's mansion. This coin is made out of nickel. You see that it has a smooth edge or smooth rim. It does not have any lines on the rim. And then when we get to this part, you'll see that if you really have a fine coin, you'll see the back of the ponytail, where you'll see the little tie in it. You'll see more lines in his hair as it comes down. And then there is something you might see right here, and that's the engraver's initials right here. You can see let's see if we can show it to you right there. The F and the S right down there for the engraver's initials. So that's something that you want to look for also. If you can see the FS underneath, at least you've got a start. And then if you can read all of this, that's a second. Some people say, look where it's got to be a defect. See how these are all touching the rim? What happens with the rims on these, and let's give you a good show of it, if we can. The rim get smashed down as they get used in machines and get counted and stuff. And so see how the rim's a lot wider on this side than it is on that side? That's just for the coin getting smashed down. If this one in this condition, if the letters touch, you're not going to get anything extra for it. In fact, there's hardly any that are offset enough so you're ever going to get anything from them being offset. You will also never get anything from this filled D version. So if you're looking for a filled D, it's fun, it's interesting, but it's not of any value. How many did they make? Well, they made 500 million of the 1980 Ds. They made 600 million, or more than 500 million, of the 1980 Ps, and they made a few million of the mint sets. So if you get this coin in uncirculated condition without being graded, it's worth about $1 to $2. That's if nobody's ever used it. So imagine what this one right here is worth. I can tell you it's worth 5 cents. All right, thanks for watching the DC Coin World International Coin Channel. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel and leave any comments you might have in the comments section.